Hey, what's good? As promised, I'd come back to address a few things. And I wanted to say to John Milnes, who left a comment, and you wonder why I blamed incels for being victims. You mentioned about not being able to force people to like you or love you. I believe a YouTuber, you should check him out, Sheep Stay Sleeps, mentioned whoever said being a man was ever easy. Being a man of principles and purpose, especially in this society, is one of the hardest crucibles a man will ever face in his lifetime. It's not just one challenge, it is a legion of challenges among many. In this society, you are supposed to comply with bullshit most times. You're not supposed to oppose environment. You're supposed to coddle. You're supposed to emotionally and socially toss the salads of women and other individuals. That's what they tell you. In this lifetime, what man hasn't been lied to? What do you do when you find out the life you've been living was an outright lie, among many? I'm among many who could tell you legions of stories that a lot of us have been scarred. Hell, there's an interesting story on that one. That scar alone shows that I should not be here, but the fact that I am means I'm meant for much more. See, I go in on incels because in many ways I was programmed and trained to be one, but the program wouldn't fit. It just didn't feel right. I've been told actually by my mother before, she's going to have her fun. So when she's done and when she's ready, she's going to settle for you. That shit never sat well with me at all. So over time, you tend to learn the lessons, sometimes trial by fire. This shit ain't easy. And figuring that you're going to be entitled to the greatest things in life without earning them, one, you're not going to appreciate them. And two, it'll make you weak. As men, you should never allow your comfort zone to become your coffin. Making excuses is a bunch of creative energy put to waste, setting you up for failure at your own detriment. That's why I figure being an incel is a disorder of choice. Were we made perfect? Were we able to win the genetic lotto? Quite a few of us know. I could say play the hand you're dealt, but you got to play to win. You're built differently, in a unique fashion, to be your better self. But you have to challenge yourself. You have to look in the mirror and see your greatest opposition, because you're going to face that motherfucker every day. How can I be better? Sitting around pissing and moaning and saying people won't like me. If you are not sold on yourself, who's going to buy into you? There's no amount of money that could ever properly hear the shattered. And you got to remember, and I've said this numerous times, it always takes a pussy to expose and control one. And I've been hearing this before the gender wars, during it, and even to today. The main concentration of conversation is access to ass. Ass is supposed to be a compliment to you following your purpose. It's supposed to be something that happens along the way. I don't have the Greek god physique yet, but I have to work on it. If there's things that you're lacking in, those are your opportunities to strengthen yourself as a better individual. See, the thing is, I look to see the better things within my brothers, especially myself. When I see brothers out here writing books, when I see them creating wealth for themselves and others, when I see them doing the right things, improving themselves, not just for the sake of attention, but the fact that that's what we do. That motivates me. In many ways, like, you know what? I see them doing their thing, why can't I? And for individuals to piss and moan and hide behind these moist masks and think people are supposed to feel sorry for them. It's sad. We all have many choices. I mean, do we wonder if there was a way to get our time back? Yeah. I'm among many who kind of wish that sometimes. But then again, this is the moment of now. And that post you wrote, personally, I don't accept it. I could, but then I would be weak. I would accept being a shattered individual, broken. I'm speaking to others as an individual who's transitioning from being shattered to being broken to mending myself to be better. And it is a fucking process. I'm not a dating coach. I'm not any of that shit online. I'm just myself, speaking on my personal experiences and looking to motivate fellow peers trying to be better in real time. Whether I get paid or not, the only thing that benefits me really is seeing that, speaking life into someone in my own way and seeing them do better. That helps. I'm sure we got bills, but I'm not in it for that. So you have to figure out how important is being better, your better self. I don't accept the whole thing about being an incel. If you're kind of feeling inadequate how you look, there are ways to change that. There are guys who try to hide behind corporate America, their status as far as a job or who they know or whatever. But a lot of people cannot afford to patch the gaping souls within them, spiritually, socially, in the vital areas they need them. I tell guys to untuck your nuts for many reasons. Because no one gives a fuck about you crying. Many a man will say that. Many a man will tell you the stories as to why they understand this. Masculinity is where men are forged. We get burned. We'll get our hearts broken. We get disappointed. You fall down 7 times, you stand up 8. There's so many, not just cliches, but words of wisdom that we can cling to remind us why we are here. And if we don't know why we're here, to help us get closer to that purpose. Masculinity is a journey. And in this society, they teach you, hey, be comfortable being a effeminate guy. Embrace your testosterone. And I say that's bullshit. So, in response to you, respectfully, that bitch ass shit has to go. Because I'm speaking as a melanated man, ADOS, an African descendant of slaves. Try wearing that uniform. You'd slit your throat by noon, at worst. All the shit you see going on, it seems like PTSD is a given. But as many of my melanated brothers will tell you, we gotta fight on. Many of us on YouTube looking for things that are counterculture, offering positive reinforcement, especially among brothers. You can be great. You are great. There's a lot of individuals who get off telling us that we're every fucked up stereotype out there. And I'm not going to sugarcoat the message for shit. So, you have to look into yourself, man. If you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, you have a say on where this goes. That's why I can't buy into the excuses. Not for myself, not for you, nor will anybody. You can respond how you want. I'm gonna stand my ground. As far as you incels, all you goofy pieces of shit that figure you're gonna get upset because some chick is not giving you some pity pussy. I would say hold your own nuts, but you're probably doing all that too. At least wash that fucking flaky sock every now and then. Until then, work on it. Be honest with yourself. Unfuck yourself. Y'all let me know what you think. Right or wrong or indifferent. Like, share, click, and subscribe. I'm out.